Okay, this is a silly idea. It's a waste of time, waste of resources, waste of material. Nothing's going to come of it. But still, I'm probably going to do it. These are the berries I took off my potatoes. I've just had them sitting on the windowsill, and they're changing colour. Some of them are going to purple. They seem to be maturing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look and see if I can save seeds from these, and maybe grow a couple of potato plants next year. Now I don't know how to save them. I've never saved them before. I've never done this. And as I said, it's probably a waste of time because the genetics of potatoes are really weird. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to try doing them like tomatoes. So I'll cut them open, take out the seeds. Maybe these aren't tomatoes because there's a lot of flesh in them. Squeeze out the seeds. Give my hands a good wash after this because these do have toxins in them. And then I'll ferment these and see if I can dry them for next year. Like I said, genetics of buds aren't the same as normal plants. Most potatoes grown in the UK are what's known as tetraploids, i.e. they have 4 sets of chromosomes, whereas most plants, animals, people only have 2 sets of chromosomes. You get 1 set of chromosomes from each parent. And what this means is inheriting traits can be really complex, because the genes for traits come in 2 types. You get, regressive and dominant. Now a dominant trait, you only need 1 inheritance. One of those copies of the chromosomes you inherit needs to have that trait, and you've got that trait. Whereas recessive, you need to have all the copies. So with potatoes, it would be 4 copies of the thing to have that. If you think, say, like the trait might be for flower colour, and a dominant might be white flowers, and a recessive might be blue flowers, you would need to get the trait, the gene from all 4 chromosomes to have blue flowers to be able to get blue flower. If you only get 3 and you get the other gene saying that it's a white flower, then you will have white, which means it's hard to produce 2 seeds because you don't know whether a dominant trait has all 4 copies, so it would guarantee you to pass it on, or whether it only has 1 copy, which means you have no idea what's going to come in the next generation. That's why we tend to grow potatoes from the clones, the tubers, which are pure genetic clones of the parent plant. It would make a lot more business sense if you could grow them from seeds, because then a grower would only have to buy the seeds instead of massive amount of seed potatoes. They would only have to store the seeds and distribute the seeds in the same way they do any other crop. So it would be much cheaper for the growers if you could just grow them from seeds, but you can't, because you have no idea what you're going to get. But that's one of the fun things about true potato seeds, which is what this is called. You have no idea what you're going to get. You could get anything. You could get red, white, yellow or blue potatoes. You could get small ones, big ones. You can get disease resistant ones. You could get massive tubers or massive crops. And that's basically what potatoes growers do. They go through thousands of different possibilities and hone them down. Now I'm not expecting to get, mulch out of them. I'm not going to even I don't know how many of these seeds I'll actually end up growing, but not many. And what would happen is, at the end of the first year, you'd end up with a small crop of small potatoes, I think. Because you'd have to grow them on a couple of years to get up to the full potential. And you then sort out which ones meet your criteria. So that criteria might be length of growth. If something matures really quickly, it might not be a good keeper because it's not going to have time to mature the harvest. Whereas if something grows really slowly, it's going to take ages before you get a harvest. It might be things such as vigour of growth. You might want something really vigorous so that it gets lots of energy. Or you might want something that would be nice and compact in an area. So you can select for different things. Some things are easier to select than others. The colour is easy to select, you can see it. Whereas disease resistance, you only find that out after they've been exposed to diseases, which is something professional growers would do in controlled environments. Things like storage length. How long is the dormancy period? Because if you've got a potato that once you've grown it has a really short dormancy period, then you risk them starting to grow when they're in storage. But if it's too long a dormancy period, then they might not come out of dormancy in time to produce a crop. So all these little swings and roundabouts. So that's why it's an interesting experiment, but it's just a bit of fun. Because yes, I would love to grow the next blight resistant, scab resistant, wonderfully tasting, multi-purpose potato, but the odds are I'm going to get runts. A lot of the traits won't combine to make a nice potato. I'm not going to have a big enough group to select from, and well, that's basically just going to give us a crop. So it's going to take up an area without really getting a crop. They might not even taste nice. They could be full of the nasty chemicals in this and completely bitter. So you never know what you're going to get with true potato seeds. So it's Russian roulette with potatoes. Although I did once get some seed packets for what was supposed to be, a viable seed potato from Russia. Never planted it though. But anyway, that's what I'm doing with these. So I will put these in here. I will top it over the water and ferment it a bit to try and get rid of any stuff that stops them sprouting. And then next year, I don't know when, if I remember, I will plant these up, sow them off and see what I get out of them. The question is, how many am I going to plant? Because, well, you know how big potato plants get. And do I want to put too large an area over to something that's not really that pretty, doesn't have many alternative uses apart from eating, and may not even be edible in the final result. So I will see how busy my plot gets next year. And decide on how many I'm going to plant. Well, that's it for now. Click like, leave a comment. I'd love to hear if you've actually grown potatoes from seeds, because I'm on blind here. I'm just working blind. I'm making it up as I'm going. So I would love to find out if anyone successfully or unsuccessfully has grown potato seeds, true potato seeds. Yeah, so leave your comments down there. If you fancy trying it, give it a go. You might still have some spuds with berries on. And yeah, so click like, subscribe, share it, and I will see you on the next video. Ta-ra!